Alright, and we are live here on YouTube for the call811.com every dig, every time, whatever this race is called, for the NASCAR Xfinity Series race from the Phoenix International Raceway or Phoenix Raceway or whatever they're calling the speedway these days. At least it's not ISM Raceway anymore. That was a nightmare and a half, even though honestly ISM Raceway would be a lot less characters for the title, but hey, you know what? We do what we do, and we are here and we're ready to go. I know I'm a little bit late to the stream. I apologize for anyone who was here right on time and I wasn't. Just had a couple of things I needed to try and take care of before I came on the stream. But yeah. So there we go. Got that all taken care of, and we are ready to go. Alright. So we're all settling in. Cole Custer is on pole position. This is actually the first time I'm seeing the starting lineup. Ooh. Okay, Corey Heim doing well. Wow. I mean, hey, I know Joe Gibbs Racing won this race last year, the Spring Xfinity race, but with Sammy Smith, but I did not expect to see Corey Heim up this far up the field. Honestly, all of Joe Gibbs and Toyota dominating the qualifying scene. You had Chandler Smith second, Corey Heim third, Sheldon Creed in sixth, Amarola eighth, and John Hunter Nemechek in ninth. Nemechek trying to keep the trend going of drivers going 1-2 in the first two races of the year, and then races 2 and 3 are currently on pace to potentially be another 1-2. So there we go. We are all set and ready as they're coming back from commercial break. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's not back from commercial break. That's an ad for Circuit of the Americas race, which is coming up later this. I believe it's later this month, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go ahead and see. NASCAR. When is Circuit of the Americas? Okay, yeah, that's in 2 weeks' time. So in 2 weeks' time, the NASCAR Cup Series will take on the track known as take on that track known as Circuit of the Americas, and now they are back from commercial break. But yeah, we're here, we're ready. Hopefully you guys are as excited as I am, as we are getting ready for this one. Just gonna go ahead and drop the stream link. Nowhere near as prepared as I usually am when it comes to sharing it. Alright, so there we go. Got that all taken care of. We are all set and ready for this one. Thank you guys, by the way, for all 6 of you guys who have already tuned in. But we are getting ready for this one. I saw the booth and I was a little bummed I'm not listening to this one myself, because Daniel Suarez, Joey Logano, those are two great drivers to hear some feedback from in the booth. I mean, I know Joey Logano's been in the booth for a few of these, and then you've got Daniel Suarez, who won a NASCAR Cup Series race already this year. Ironically, out of that booth, you've got, 2 pole positions and out of 3 front row starts, and a race win as well already in the 2024 season. I mean, hey, no one's going to complain about that kind of record to start the year, so. Alright, here we go. So yeah, again, we kind of talked about the top 10 for the most part. Riley Herbst we kind of overlooked, even though he did have a top 5 last week. Definitely he could be one that could poise to shock here in the desert. Justin Allgaier is set for another good run in the desert. We've seen him run pretty well in the past here. Then you got guys like Jesse Love, who's in his first ever NASCAR Xfinity Series season, running the number 2 car. And then you got AJ Allmendinger rounding out the top 10, hanging on to that 10th spot. But, yeah, curious to see how it ends up going for him. But, yeah, we got a pretty good day going here. Let's go. Also, Cup qualifying happened earlier today, and I wanted to highlight some of the drivers who did well in that. So let me go ahead and pull that up real quick. I won't pull it up on the screen for you guys, but I'll read it off. But in particular, there was one driver I was really looking forward to in the top 10 shootout, and then just whatever happened with that lap. I mean, I know he was shooting for a pole, but he ends up coming home without even a top 5 starting spot to speak of. But Denny Hamlin on that pole position. You got, 4 Toyotas in the top 10 here, including Denny Hamlin and Ty Gibbs locking out the front row for Joe Gibbs Racing tomorrow. Got Legacy Motor Club and Eric Jones making themselves known up in the top 5, and then Tyler Reddick back in 6th place. And you've got Michael McDowell, who was the top driver in his group, got the opportunity to qualify last. Saw everybody else dive through the dogleg trying to gain speed, and saw none of them be able to come up big, so he opted to try and stay high and stay in the normal racing groove, and he just wasn't able to make up that kind of time. Then you've got Carson Hocevar, who makes his first top 10 qualifying run, which massive credit to him for being able to go and run inside that be able to qualify inside that top 10, even though he comes home 10th after a somewhat off second lap in his second attempt. He still managed to get a top 10 qualifying spot. Briscoe and Noah Gragson also snagging top 10 spots for Sunday's race, but yeah, that's a pretty good kind of intro to tomorrow's race. But yeah, we got ourselves a 200 mile race here today. And then it still feels so weird that this race is that they advertise it as a 500 when it's 500 kilometers. It's the one and only race on the schedule where they measure the distance in kilometers. For New Hampshire, they advertise it as a 301 laps, 301 miles. But yeah, this race, they, for whatever, say it. And even the Xfinity race this weekend, it's measured at 200 miles, 200 laps, and it's a 200, not a, 240 or whatever the distance would be if they measured it in kilometers. So, there we go. We are all set. Just checking everything, making sure we're all settled in here. Let's see, any surprisingly poor finishes in qualifying? Kyle Busch and Austin Dillon were both way off the pace, 30th and 31st respectively for the RCR duo. Let's see, any other notable ones off the pace? I mean, Alex Bowman 25th, not exactly a stellar day. Same thing with Logano starting 23rd. First week of the year where he isn't scheduled to start on that front row. But yeah, ultimately though, qualifying for the everywhere on back. I mean, it feels weird saying that Stenhouse in the top 20 feels normal, but it's starting to feel very normal to see Stenhouse in the top 20 and even top 15 in that JTG Doherty racing car. So there we go. They are going to be getting ready to go. I'm going to go use the bathroom because I did not actually get to do that before the stream, so I will be right back. We got a little bit of an early break here. But I believe the cars are only just starting to roll onto the racetrack, so we will be back in just a minute, guys. go. Sorry about that. A little bit of an early break, but looks like cars are still rolling down through pit road. They're going through and doing the intro. We've gone and already intro to your top 3 or your top 10 drivers. So I guess we can go ahead and cover the rest of the field, the back half. So you got Brandon Jones, Parker Kligerman. Kligerman qualified well. Ryan Sieg in the number 39 car, he qualifies 13th. Kyle Weatherman 14th, not bad there. Austin Hill, the current points leader in the Xfinity Series, sits atop the standings but on the leaderboard, he will be starting 15th here. Sammy Smith, last year's race winner, was driving for Joe Gibbs at the time. He's moved over to Junior Motorsports, and he will be in 16th place. Jeb Burton and Parker Retzloff, the 2 drivers out of Jordan Anderson Racing, will be sharing row number 9. And then row number 10, rounding out the front half of the field, you've got Haley Deegan and Anthony Alfredo, a row I'm a big fan of. Then you got Sam Mayer and Brennan Poole rounding out the 11th row. Shane Van Gisbergen, for any of the New Zealand fans in the chat. We got Shane Van Gisbergen starting 23rd, and alongside him is Leland Honeyman. Then you got Jeremy Clements and Kyle Sieg in row 13. Josh Williams and William Byron starting in row... Wait, what? Are you kidding me? Row 14 for William Byron starting 28th? That is going to be a fun one to watch because he has got a fast car and he's going to be coming from the very back of the field. I don't know what happened in his qualifying run, but that was a really bad run, I guess. BJ McLeod and Ryan Ellis rounding out your top 30 starters here tonight. Then you got Blaine Perkins, JJ Yaley, Dawson Cram, Nick Lights. Frankie Muniz will be starting in the 35th position here today. Patrick Emmerling, Ryan Vargas in the 3rd Jordan Anderson Racing car, driving that number 32 car this weekend. And Garrett Smithley rounds out the field, driving that number 6 for not DJ Motorsports. What is it? I can't remember the old Flex Seal team, the team that was known for being the Flex Seal team for the longest time. Is it DGM? No, it's not DGM. I'm trying to remember who it is, but here we go. Pace car is off, and we're ready to go racing. Hopefully you guys are excited. If you guys are, of course, hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new. So here we go through the Geico restart zone, and it is going to be green flag is out. We're racing in Phoenix. You got Custer and you got Smith here, taking to the green flag and immediately diving down, and everybody's off the racetrack pretty much down onto the apron trying to use every inch of pavement, which, I mean, they have gone and paved every bit of this Phoenix Raceway to go and allow for 3 and even potentially 4 wide racing at times. And honestly, on that front stretch dogleg, you might even see 8 or 9 wide at times. But here we go. Jesse Love getting a little bit of a workout there. Middle of 3 wide, and he gets used up there a little bit by John Hunter Nemechek, who was aggressively trying to make a pass to avoid getting past. Ends up losing a spot to both the 9 car of Brandon Jones, and looks like he's going to lose another spot there to the 39 of Ryan Sieg. So he tried to make 1 pass, and he ends up losing 2 spots instead. Chandler Smith is able to take a lead here for the Toyota teams. Potentially he could go out there and stretch his legs on the field here, but at the moment, you've got John Hunter Nemechek stuck back in 10th place. And here we go. We got a lot of action in the midfield right now. You got the one of Sam Mayer trying to go to the bottom here on Anthony Alfredo. Anthony Alfredo currently wedged him in a little bit of a Junior Motorsports sandwich there, because he's got Sammy Smith in the 8 up above him. And he's got Sam Mayer in the bottom looking to the inside, trying to keep him up the track. He ends up holding off Mayer's advance, though. Mayer moves up behind him. And now you've got Allgaier trying to clear Amarola, but Amarola, I think, is the faster car right now. Amarola coming from behind, so he's definitely got the faster car at the moment. But, at Phoenix, it's more about can you actually get past them rather than just having a faster car and being able to go around them with ease. But here we go. This is also one of Allgaier's best racetracks historically, so there we go. Doing pretty good. How about you guys? As I know you guys are on your way home from Virginia, so here we go. We got Cole Custer, Corey Heim making their way up to the field. No, we got a spin and crash here. Josh Williams in the Call 811 car, the sponsor of the race, and Josh Williams is now spun, and he's got damage to that car. We're going to have to wait and see if he can get back to the thing, but Dawson Cram with significant damage. Not sure who else got involved in that. Considering the point at where it happened, I'd be shocked if there isn't more damage. Yep, there's more damage. Patrick Emmerling right there. Patrick Emmerling with some damage there. And let's see, what started this? Because, the 51 of Jeremy Clements just got in too deep. Ends up spinning out the 11. Honestly, really, nothing the 11 could have done any better there to try and avoid that. Looked like the 42 may have also had some damage here. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I don't really see anything the 11 could have done better there to avoid that wreck. I mean, that was just flat out the 51 trying to go up the inside and just not having the grip to maintain that one. Okay, you guys are already up to South Portland. Nice. But, yeah, I'm looking for some more damage in this wreck, but it looks like they're going to weave through at an incredibly slow pace. It looks like Frankie Muniz makes it through okay. Some other drivers kind of swerving, trying to avoid. Not sure who it was that even gave the damage to the 4. I'm assuming that must have been Patrick Emmerling who gave the contact to the... must have given the contact there to the 4 of Dawson Cram, but yep, caution flag here early, and that has led to a, the field is going to get bunched right back up, and we're going to get to see another restart, which means we could see another shot at 3, maybe even 4 wide here, so there we go. Alright, hopefully you guys are excited. Let's see. Wow, we got a lot of people hanging out in here. Thank you guys for everybody that's, tuned in and stayed tuned in here. Alright, let's see. Just gonna check Twitter, see what all's going on. As they go to commercial break, but yeah, the RCR cars qualified horribly, qualifying 30th and 31st on the day for the Cup race on Sunday. Oh, wow. That's a bull. I had not heard that statement from Denny Hamlin's pole-sitting press conference. He says that the switch to 750 could be made before they even get to Bristol next week. I mean, that is incredibly impressive if it is true that the teams theoretically could add 200 horsepower to these cars between now and next week's race at Bristol. But yeah, I don't know how accurate that claim is, but that's what he's claiming that they are capable of. So I mean, I don't have any real reason to doubt Denny Hamlin. I mean, he is a team owner, but I also know he's been clamoring for more horsepower for a while now. So there we go. So we're still at commercial break. Also, I did see the reports that apparently Michael Andretti is calling potentially for Roger Penske to at least consider trading, or not trading, but giving up the series and selling it off there. But we'll have to wait and see. And say, obviously, in order to sell something like the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and or the series, you gotta try and you gotta have a buyer here, and it's like someone who's looking to purchase that. That's a very big purchase that would have to be made. Also, I see Joe Flacco's apparently trending on Twitter. Not sure if a team has gone and signed him. I don't think technically, I don't think he's even eligible to be signed yet because free agency doesn't start till Monday. Which reminds me, me and the boys from the Lapdown podcast, they also have a football podcast over there called The Hard Count. So look for a potential guest appearance from me over on that podcast in the near future. Also, for anyone who is a regular listener over there, I apologize for the YouTube video being delayed. I just got busy over the last day or two, and it'll be up after the stream here. So, for anyone that's a regular listener over at Social Sports Pad, and if you guys aren't familiar with the Social Sports Pad podcasts, you can go ahead and find the link in the description down below. We've got the Lapdown podcast that I do every week with the focused on the NASCAR, and we also cover a few other racing series. Curious to see how the IndyCar season opener performs this week. I went and saw Joseph Newgarden got the pole there down in St. Petersburg. But yeah, then they've also got a baseball podcast, which I don't remember the name of off the top of my head. And then they've got the Hard Count football podcast, which I'm expecting to see some videos popping up about that, especially as we get ready for free agency and then the draft. So, as I say, the podcasts are having some fun. And, of course, the NASCAR season is now in full swing as we get ready for a race here at Phoenix, and then nothing's better than Spring Bristol. I will say I'm hoping the weather holds out for Spring Bristol this year because, Spring Bristol typically has a weather problem. Aside from, I think last year, was the first time we really didn't have a Spring Bristol weather problem in a long time. And here we go. We're getting, pace car is off. We're ready to go back to racing. Let's go. So they're highlighting Riley Herbst right now. He's got a 6th at Daytona, a 5th at Vegas last week, a wreck at Atlanta being the only black mark on his racing resume so far this season. Here we go. Green flags out, and they're back to racing. Let's see what the 81 of Chandler Smith can do from the top side as he elects to start on the top. I don't know if he's expecting maybe a little bit more grip up there, and it looks like it's going to be enough for him to hold off Cole Custer there. Jesse Love in the middle of the racetrack once again, not really able to find a ton of ground there. Meanwhile, you got the 20 of John Hunter Nemechek just starting to absolutely fly around that outside. And whatever his problem was on the start where he was trying to make passes and it wasn't working, he's figured it out now as the 20 is absolutely on fire, flying to the front of the field. Restarted in 10th, and he's already looking for the pass on to go up to 5th place here. Let's see. Nemechek in behind. Is he going to go for the 3 wide? No, he's going to just go to the outside of Allgaier as he looks to try and go for it. But he's already up 3 spots on the restart. Sam Mayer also up 3 spots on the restart. Sammy Smith up 2. So, some pretty good performances out of some of these guys who started further back. William Byron all the way back up to, or already up to the 18th position. Sorry, 18th position there for William Byron. He's up, I believe, about 14 spots. And here we go. We're finally getting into this flow, and there goes Riley Herbst trying to drive away with the top 5 here. Got a little bit of Joe Gibbs on Joe Gibbs action here as the 19 of Eric Almirola has decided to start battling it out with the 20 here for the position. See if he can maybe be the one to take the fight to the cars in front of him. And here we go. The 20 not looking too strong there. He gets a little bit shaky off the corner. And right now it looks like the 11 is, not the 11, the 19 is definitely the better car right now. And here we go, 20 all the way up to the top trying to make something happen, but as of right now, I'm actually pretty impressed. The 98 doing a spectacular job of being able to hold off both these very fast Toyota Supras in 6th and 7th right now. Riley Herbst being able to hold on to 5th, so certainly nothing to be ashamed of for Riley Herbst, even if he does get passed by one or even both of these guys. I mean, he's put up a great fight. I'm already impressed. But, yeah, so it looks like Patrick Emmerling and Josh Williams, the only drivers to lose laps off of that. William Byron up another 3 spots on that one, and up to 14th now for sure for William Byron, just continuing to climb his way through the field. This is one of the sites of one of his Xfinity wins back when he was a full-time driver in this series. Terry, I can't, copyright concerns, I can't go and put the race in the corner, even a small bit. Between copyright concerns and then also computer would probably struggle with it, but regardless, it's about copyright. So here we go. We got, again, William Byron has moved his way up to the so the last time William Byron drove in the Xfinity Series, he went and started inside the top 10. He still got a top 5 out of it, but didn't end up finding victory lane that day. I believe Kyle Busch was the victor. I'd have to go. Oh, wait, no. Was it John? I can't even remember who won Circuit of the Americas last year, which was the last time we saw William Byron in an Xfinity car, but we've seen him here today, and he's definitely been heard from as he's up to the 13th position already here. And right now, though, Chandler Smith just trying to drive away with this victory. He's up by 1.8, 1.9 seconds ahead of second place, which is Cole Custer at the moment. Corey Heim back to 4th here as Justin Allgaier made the pass to move up to the 3rd position there. Amarola and Nemechek still battling it out for the 5th position as they have now both gotten around Riley Herbst. So it looks like Riley Herbst finally gave up on trying to hold both of them off and decided to just settle into that 7th position. Hang close to see if he can maybe make something happen. But they have gone to commercial break, which means we are just chilling here. I'm going to say Brandon Jones up into the top 10. You got Austin Hill hanging on to an 11th place starting spot here. Not some bad starting spots for the, or some bad running spots. I mean, Austin Hill's up 4 spots from where he started the race. William Byron up an absolute ton of spots from where he started this race. But, yeah, everything's looking pretty good. Can't complain. SVG has somehow not gained or lost any spots since the start of the race. Either that or he's gained and lost exactly the same amount of spots. Hard to really tell. Frankie Muniz is up 1 spot as Dawson Cram, Josh Williams, and Ryan Vargas have now all lost laps due to the early crash. So I guess Ryan Vargas probably got some damage too as he goes 7 laps down. Alright, so here we go. Let's see. What do we got going on? We got 14 people hanging out in chat. Hopefully you guys are all enjoying your day. If you guys are, hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new so you guys don't miss any future videos or live streams. We'll be back tomorrow for the Cup Series race, but we still got a long way to go here in the NASCAR Xfinity Series race as when we get back from commercial break, we are going to have about a 15-lap sprint to the checkers in stage number 1. So, I'm going to say the sprint to the checkers, but right now Chandler Smith is trying to do everything he can to make sure that final 15 laps are uncontested here, as we got 20 laps to go officially. 20 laps to go per the official count, but these laps are going to disappear in a hurry as they've already gone to 19. So, Allgaier doing a great job to run down Cole Custer right now, but it is not going to be an easy one for This is not going to be an easy one for Justin Allgaier to go up there and get this one. Allgaier is third in laps led, third in top 10s at this track, fourth in terms of wins at this track. I mean, hey, that's a pretty impressive stat line for Allgaier, not to mention he's made the most starts out of any driver. He is now up to 28 starts at Phoenix, which ties Jeremy Clements, who's also in the field, making his 28th start on the day. You know, those two are currently tied with 28 starts at Phoenix, most in series history. But yeah, here we go. Allgaier has done a lot of work here to try and reel in Cole Custer. You gotta make it work when you get to him. You gotta be able to actually find a way around him. It's definitely gonna be one of the harder ones to pull off here. Meanwhile, you got Riley Herbst has gotten all the way up to Corey Haim's rear bumper. He got by Nemechek. Now he's trying to get by Haim here. Not sure if those laps that he turned battling with Amarola and Nemechek may have taught him a little something about how to beat these Toyotas, but right now right now Riley Herbst looks like a pretty strong contender to try and fight his way back up into that top 5, potentially for the stage end. Still plenty of laps to go, but it's one of those things you gotta start thinking about. Alright, here we go. So yeah, right now though, again, Allmendinger holding on to some points here. William Byron has made his way all the way up to 12th place. Austin Hill has dropped a couple of spots. He's now down to 13th place. But yeah, if we can see Byron potentially earn the stage points, even though I know he doesn't technically earn points in this series, but if he can be all the way up into the top 10 by the end of stage 1, that'll be pretty impressive considering the way he started this thing. But yeah, right now though, let's see, Jesse Love, Brandon Jones, those two making some miles here, making it work, and there we go. Alright, let's see. So, Eric Almirola up to 4th place. I mean, right now the biggest thing is the fact that that battle for the lead between Custer and Smith is absolutely no fight at all. It's a 2.1 second gap between the two. So, here we go. We got Chandler Smith. Let's see, but yeah, right now, again, Chandler Smith just trying to absolutely power away into the sunset, and the biggest thing that's going to hold him back are going to be those lap cars that he gets to. Problem is, for every lap car that he passes, Cole Custer will also have to pass that lap car to reel Chandler Smith back down, and we got 12 laps to go. Let's see, again, right now, Austin Hill is doing his best he can, but he's stuck in 13th place. He's lost a spot or two as William Byron makes his way through the field. Mayer bumps his way up into that top 10, moving Allmendinger out, which is unfortunate. Alright, here we go, let's see. 10 laps to go. 10 more times around. Let's go. So, can Chandler Smith be beat here? He's 2.6 seconds ahead. He's got a big lead, and I don't really see anybody trying to challenge him for it. Alright, they go to commercial break here for a side-by-side, but we got ourselves nine laps to go here. 9 to go in stage 1. I will say the stages are actually going by pretty quick comparatively. But here we go. Now we got battle between the 7 and the 00. The 00 making it work. Alright, let's see. But yeah, right now Cole Custer's still holding on to that second spot, but Allgaier is absolutely fighting him for it. Curious to see how high Sam Mayer tries to climb by the end of this thing. Alright, let's see. So 7 laps to go here in stage number 1. It's about to be 6 laps to go. And they're going to have to figure out something here. And let's see. Nemechek once again not able to find a way around right. Let's see. Don Hunter Nemechek to the back bumper of Corey Heim here. 5 laps to go. 5 more times around. Can Chandler Smith hold on to a win? Will Custer end up being the second place driver? I don't even know at this point. I would say that's probably the more likely battle, is that Allgaier might be able to get by Custer. Alright, let's see. What do we got? So, coming back from commercial break, we got a Goodyear commercial, and we are ready to go back to racing. So, 5 laps to go here, and we got... Oh, wow, John Hunter Nemechek has lost all sense of speed in the car there. On the long run, John Hunter Nemechek has fallen to 9th here. Alright, let's see. 3 laps to go. Right now it's Allmendinger trying to hold off William Byron for the 11th spot here. As of right now, that spot is not worth any points, but if one of these 3 gets into some kind of trouble here, it could very well be a open spot. Alright, let's see. And here comes Corey Heim. Heim's starting to fall further back here as Brandon Jones gain some spot here, as we are going to see 1 lap to go this time by. White flag in the air, and we're going to see 1 lap to go here in stage number 1. Oh no, sorry, 2 laps to go apparently. 2 laps still to go here. I just must have missed when Chandler Smith came by the line. Alright, let's see. Final lap of stage number 1. Chandler Smith has let them run him down here, but ultimately they're just not going to catch him here. So Chandler Smith 1.7 seconds out in front, 1.9, 2 full seconds ahead, and it's going to be Chandler Smith winning stage 1 over Cole Custer, Justin Allgaier, Eric Almirola, Riley Herbst, the top 5. Jones, Mayer, and they go and hide the top 10 on this. But yeah, so Brandon Jones, Sam Mayer, Corey Heim, John Hunter Nemechek, and Jesse Love, the 10 drivers earning points in stage 1. William Byron, the first driver to end up missing out on stage points. So here we go. Alright, we are all set and ready for this one. Alright, so they went to commercial break here at the end of stage 1, but we'll be back with stage number 2 here in a moment. let's see. What do we got? Alright, got a little bit of lunch still I need to finish up, but here we go. Let's see if Twitter's got any new drama for us. Let's see. Twitter, let's see. So, yeah, Josh Williams having a really rough start to the season, and oh my! Are you kidding me? 1 second. Give me a second, guys. I gotta show you guys this thing on Twitter. First off, I'm gonna go ahead and retweet this one, courtesy of Kart Chaser, but I am definitely gonna go ahead and throw this one up on the screen for you guys. Oh. But yeah, here we go. Just something I was checking out on Twitter in the in our downtime in between the two. Let's go ahead and just go display capture. Oh, nope, that is the wrong monitor. There we go. Take a look at this save here. How on earth does anybody in a go-kart save that car? Look, up, lands on all four wheels, and then still has to get it 180 degrees turned back around. But, hey, that's impressive. I mean, I don't know how many times I can see it and not get tired of it, but man, that is crazy here. Again, credit on the video there to Kart Chaser over on Twitter. But, man, that is just a crazy go-kart thing. Alright, we will go ahead and take that down. Just wanted to go ahead and show you guys that while we were finishing up the commercial break. And we are back from commercial break already. There we go, there we go. So back from commercial break, and we are ready to continue this race. So here we go. Cole Custer wins the race off pit road. Allgaier, Riley Herbst gaining 3 spots. Chandler Smith losing 3 spots on pit road. Those Joe Gibbs pit crews not really paying off for Chandler Smith. Amarola also losing a spot, although John Hunter Nemechek able to gain 3 spots on pit road himself, so looks like a bit of a gain there, and now you got guys coming down pit road on the second lap by to try and get back in this thing. But, yeah, there's going to be definitely some shaking up of the field here. We're going to have to wait and see, but it is definitely going to be shaking up a little bit here. Alright, here we go, here we go. Let's see. So, wow, all those cars were lapped down. I didn't even realize just how many cars they lapped in that short first run of the race here. But, yep, so there we go. It's going to be Sam Mayer up to the 7th spot. Okay, not bad for Sam Mayer. He gains a couple spots. Looks like William Byron's going to be right about where he was before the pit stop, right in about 11th place there. So here we go. All right, we are all set and ready for this one. So ready for the restart. But, yeah, that go-kart thing was crazy. Oh, F1 was racing today? I mean, I'm not surprised by the result, but let's go ahead and take a look at the F1 result, at the full results. Oh, shocker. It was a 13-second gap between first and second for the two Red Bulls on the top of the boards. Wait a second. Oh, okay. So we got Verstappen and Perez 1-2. Charles Leclerc coming home third. Not really surprised by that. I got thrown off by the guy who finished 7th because I completely forgot about the fact that Carlos Sainz wasn't in this race. He was out due to injury. And their backup driver, Oscar Behrman, I believe is his name. I'm sure that has a more foreign pronunciation, but that's the name I'm going with here. Or, sorry, Oliver Behrman. Oliver Behrman was the fill-in driver. Fernando Alonso, though, getting up into the top 5 there. Looks like Aston Martin back a little bit from their early season woes that it looked like they were up to when they started the season in Bahrain last week. Oscar Piastri also up in the top 5. George Russell coming home 6th in F1. Lando Norris and the other McLaren also scoring points. So both McLaren scoring points. Lewis Hamilton sneaks into the points in 9th. And Nico Hulkenberg manages to get one of the Haas cars into the points, as he finishes in the 10th position for Haas Racing. Alex Albon, the first driver to miss out on points. That's a little bit of a bummer. Only 2 drivers out the race, though. Lance Stroll for Aston Martin and Pierre Gasly for Alpine. Not bad. Always cool to see. And here we go. They are back from commercial break. So, we are going to be getting ready to go. Oh, the SRX car is in iRacing now? Whoa. Wait a minute. When did that happen? 1 second. I did not hear about that. 1 second. I gotta figure out if that's accurate. I'm seeing footage of it, so I'm assuming that it's gotta be. Oh yeah, there we go. Season 2. Are they like just added or something? I mean, come on. I had not heard a thing about the SRX cars being in. But if they are, I've got to give them a try. Let's see. SRX. Let's see. Late model stock car. Lotus. Off-road. F1. Legacy cars. Let's see. SRX. Okay, there we go. The SRX car is in the thing. And why is the SRX considered a road course car? As we go back to racing here. So, let's say, the NASCAR Xfinity Series is back. Green flags out. We're racing. Cole Custer going to try and jump out to a bit of a lead here. He's going to try and take control of this race from Chandler Smith. We saw in stage 1, you don't want to let Chandler Smith out in front here. But right now, Eric Almirola is also up in the top 5. You got John Hunter Nemechek trying to bump his way up into that top 5. Got Corey Heim right there as well, ready to bump into the top 5 if something goes wrong at the front of the field. But right now, the battle is for 4th here. Herbst versus Almirola. Almirola on the inside. Riley Herbst on the outside. Who will be able to take advantage of it? Looks like Almirola is going to be able to clear his last year's teammate in the 98. Those two were teammates last year. This year they are not even associated with each other. But here we go. The 19 of Eric Almirola up to 4th. Nemechek now makes the pass on Herbst for 6th. There we go. Yeah, Nemechek up into that top 5. You got Sam Mayer and not Jordan, but Jesse Love fighting it out for the 9th spot. And here we go. You got William Byron and Sheldon Creed bumping fenders there as those two battle it out for the 12th position a little bit further back. So some good racing all throughout the field here. You got the battle between Love and Mayer at the front of the in the mid pack here. Then a little bit further back, even Shane Van Gisbergen starting to march forward. There we go. It's always cool to see. You got Parker Retzloff up into the top 20. He's starting to make his way further forward. If he can go out there and get another top 5 here, that would be impressive to start the season here. But, yeah, Shane Van Gisbergen, though, he's stayed on the lead lap, and he's just continuing to, he's starting his slow march to the front, which I think is the exact right way for SVG to get to the front of the field here. Just take your time, don't rush anything, especially for your first short track race of the season. Or, I know it's not technically a short track, but I'm going to call it a short track, especially because 90% of the drivers are running the apron line, which is going to make this essentially a 3/4 mile track. And here we go. Allgaier up the inside here. He's going to try and put Chandler Smith back to third here, but my, that is a lot of power out of the 81 around the outside, and the 81 able to battle back to the second position. I was about to say to the lead, but no, that battle is actually that battle was for the second position here. Cole Custer about a quarter of a second ahead right now, but Allgaier tried to make that move happen, wasn't able to get it done, and now he's got Eric Almirola trying to pass him, trying to maybe make this a Toyota versus Ford battle at the front. And there's a whole lot less Fords out here for Custer to work with than there is for Toyota to try and fill that top 5. In fact, there's 3 Toyotas in the top 5 and only 1 Ford. Although, granted, Riley Herbst is right there on the edge of the top 5. He's currently in 6th place as John Hunter Nemechek has cleared the 98 for the 5th position here. And here we go. John Hunter Nemechek going to try and make it 3 wide there for the position as he goes all the way to the bottom. And here we go. The 20 manages to jump in front of the 19, cuts him off a bit. And that's going to allow the 98 right back into this story here. Not going to be able to get alongside the 19. But we got ourselves a pretty decent battle going on here, though. This battle at the front of in the front half of the field here. Battle for 4th is absolutely insane. They are right now allowing Justin Allgaier to put a little bit of breathing room between himself and the others. But, yeah, right now this battle between, you got John Hunter Nemechek and his teammate there, Eric Almirola. Both of them are not running for Xfinity Series points, or at least not running for the Xfinity Series Championship, as Eric Almirola is only part-time and John Hunter Nemechek has a full-time seat at Legacy Motor Club. So those two are fighting it out for the 4th position. Meanwhile, here we go. Chandler Smith has reeled in Cole Custer for the race lead. Let's go. I've not seen anything official about that. I've seen, as a Honda and NASCAR has been the hot rumor pretty much since the off-season. But, yeah, I mean, even if they do announce that they're joining, I don't see a new manufacturer coming into NASCAR until 2026 at the earliest. I just don't think a new manufacturer starting can realistically get an engine prepared and ready to race in NASCAR within, if they were to announce their entry right now. I think it's just not enough time to prepare, so at least my instinct would say that you'll see 2026, we might see one. And honestly, I'd be hoping for 2, but hey, if we can just see 1, I think the biggest question is who are their drivers going to be. I think Stewart-Haas Racing, though, would be the prime team to switch, considering Stewart-Haas kind of seems like they've gotten buried in the depth chart at Ford. Meanwhile, yeah, a lot of your Chevy teams are kind of on the rise, and Toyota just expanded their roster. I'd be shocked to see any of the Toyota teams leaving. So here we go. And now you got Justin Allgaier's been able to reel back in the 81, almost like the 81 may have overextended himself trying to push too hard and might have used up a little too much tire here. And there we go. Here comes the 18 to the bottom here, trying to make a pass on the 17. Meanwhile, the 17 goes and gains 2 spots on the inside, trying to pass a couple of cars there. The 26 of Corey Hyman, the 9 of Brandon Jones. The 17 clears both of them, and the 18 follows on the inside and keeps it side by side between the two of them. But, yeah, that battle for the lead, though, Custer has started to gap it a little bit. And there we go, Allgaier now alongside the 81. Now, here's the question. Does the 81 have that horsepower? We saw him unleash that last little bit of horsepower right at the end when people were starting to pressure him. He went to the outside and just showed that he had more power and just drove away. Curious to see if he can maybe unleash a little bit of that to try and close the gap on Cole Custer, although right now he's not really pressured for time. He's got 20 laps to run him down, and that's only like a half-second gap between the two, so it's not that bad. But, yeah, right now, though, Justin Allgaier, he's continuing to try and linger on that outside, if not in front of the 81 here. Now the 81's got a rival Toyota, or technically a teammate Toyota here, trying to make something happen. You got the 19 up the inside. He's going to try and put Chandler Smith back to 4th here, and let's see. What is it going to look like here? We actually got a pretty good race going, honestly. I'm going to say, Creed and Byron fighting it out for that 10th position, by the way. I know it's time for them fighting for position, but I hadn't actually seen what position that was. They are fighting out for 10th after that. So far, though, Cole Custer's led 24 laps. Chandler Smith led an absolute boatload at the beginning, and it's going to be a fun one to watch here. And, yeah, right now there we go, up the inside, and it's going to be the 19 of Eric Almirola passing Chandler Smith, and they're just continuing to bury Chandler Smith deeper and deeper down the leaderboard. Riley Herbst was able to get back around the outside of John Hunter Nemechek as well. And Riley Herbst back up into the top 5. There we go. So Riley Herbst up into the top 5 here. Yeah, John Hunter Nemechek is sunk to 6th. I will say I'm hoping that we'll get to see some other drivers in this 20 car. So far with John Hunter Nemechek in the 20, I've almost forgotten the fact that he's even in the Cup Series. Even though he hasn't done bad in the Cup Series, but just the fact that he's run every Xfinity race up to this point. It's hard to remember sometimes that he's actually a Cup regular. But, yeah, so far, though, Corey Heim has lost 16 spots since the restart. Nobody else has really lost more than about 2 or 3 spots on this run. So, something has got to be wrong with that 26 car, because, yeah, that is not how we expected Corey Heim's Xfinity Series run here to go. I think we all kind of expected that he was going to be on par with some of those Joe Gibbs Toyotas, especially after seeing him run around them early on in this race. But now he's dropped all the way back to, he's dropped a lot of spots. Right now, Justin Allgaier going to try and see if he can get close enough to put pressure on the 00. Meanwhile, the 00 goes and laps Frankie Muniz. That's a fellow Ford, potentially. Not sure if Muniz is going to work with him or not, or if he's even fast enough to make a difference in that fight. It doesn't really look like it, as Justin Allgaier goes and races on by, and here we go. Yep, Corey Heim coming down pit road, so he's got to have something wrong with that car, because otherwise he could have stayed on the track for at least another 13 laps to try and make it to the caution flag. But ultimately, he opted that he doesn't think he can make it to the caution flag without some sort of catastrophic issue, so he's coming down pit road. I'm assuming it's got to be a loose wheel here, but we'll have to wait and see. And I say, Corey Heim talking about it feeling like something was broken. That looks like a really loose wheel to me, honestly. Just kind of looking at it, that definitely looks like, and I say, either a broken rear sway bar or a very loose wheel, which I hope that wasn't just a loose wheel. As Shane Van Gisbergen, SVG, has popped himself up into the top 20 here. First time today we've really seen him make a notable step there, and he is now up into the top 20. And he's battling it out with Anthony Alfredo for that spot. But hey, as of right now, that battle with Alfredo's for 19th. There we go. SVG making some big moves here. Again, he's taking his time learning the ovals, but he's honestly doing pretty well for a complete oval rookie here. But yeah, right now though, it's like, okay, you got Allgaier, you got Amarola. This is definitely one of the toughest Xfinity fields that we've seen in a while. So, in terms of the rookie standings, Jesse Love is absolutely decimating Shane Van Gisbergen and Haley Deegan for the Rookie of the Year battle. So, yeah, Jesse Love, Shane Van Gisbergen, Leland Honeyman Jr. actually up into the third place in the Rookie of the Year standings. Not bad there. I mean, ultimately, the Rookie of the Year standings are going to come down to whether or not, I think Jesse Love wins a race before the playoffs, so it's going to come down to which of those other drivers, Haley Deegan, Shane Van Gisbergen, maybe a Leland Honeyman Jr., which one of them can win a race and lock into the playoffs as well. Because without making it to the playoffs, that would absolutely lock in Jesse Love as the Rookie of the Year if he ends up being the only rookie to make the playoffs. Whether it's through a win and he's in, or whether he ends up pointing his way there. But, yep, here we go. William Byron is solidly moved into the top 10 here, and now he's going to start to track down Austin Hill for the 9th position. You know, every time William Byron gets a little bit closer, he wants to try and run him down even more. Only 7 laps to go here in stage number 2. There's not a lot of... and I say, this race is going by incredibly fast here. But here we go. I'm going to go ahead and skip what was supposed to be a scheduled ad break there for you guys, as we got ourselves 6 laps to go. YouTube was trying to throw an ad break in here, but we got ourselves some pretty good racing going on. Right now, Cole Custer does have a half-second lead over the field for the race lead, and then Justin Allgaier's got almost a full second between himself and Amarola, but as of right now, the battle between Jones and Byron is back on. Brandon Jones just went up and drove up there and passed William Byron, taking that 10th spot back. I'm curious to see if William Byron makes a case to try and get back by him. But here we go. Let's see. So yeah, as of right now, though, again, Custer is still hanging on to that top spot, and then everybody else is just kind of hanging tough with wherever they are. But I don't think Custer wants to catch that next lap car. So curious to see what ends up happening here with the battle for the lead. If the yeah, here we go. 3 laps to go. Custer, Allgaier, Amarola, the top 3. And wow, we got 22 people hanging out in here. Thank you guys for everybody that's tuned in here as we are coming down the end of the NASCAR Xfinity Series stage number 2 here. And we got ourselves, again, a very good race going. Cole Custer currently trying to not catch the back half of the field. He doesn't want to end up having to try and pass a lap car and potentially cost himself a shot at the win here. 2 laps to go. Cole Custer, Justin Allgaier, though, has caught the 0-0. So Justin Allgaier, all he needs to do, he's gonna have about a lap and a half here to try and make something happen here. He's gotta go around the 0-0 and he's gotta make this pass here. Can't wait. You gotta do it, and here we go. The 0-0 has caught the back of the BJ McLeod car, but it looks like he's gonna stay in line here, and BJ McLeod car goes and gets out the way. And here we go. It's the 0-0 of Custer up the track on the outside of BJ McLeod. The BJ McLeod car hanging tough there, but I think it's going to be too much for the 7 to overcome. The 0-0 rounding turn 4 through the Geico restart zone, and it will be Cole Custer over Justin Allgaier at the end of stage number 2. Amarola comes home 3rd. 4th, Chandler Smith. 5th, Riley Herbst. 6th. Oh, no, sorry. John Hunter Nemechek stole 5th at the last second from Riley Herbst. Riley Herbst comes home 6th. 7th is going to be Sam Mayer. 8th, Jesse Love. 9th, Brandon Jones. And 10th will be Austin Hill. I don't know. I'm seeing Riley Herbst as 5th. I don't say. On my leaderboard, I got Riley Herbst as 5th. We'll have to wait and see the slow-mo replay of the of this one. But as of right now, I would say it actually looks like Riley Herbst beat John Hunter Nemechek for that 5th spot. So here we go. But yeah. Let's see. I've seen a lot of, I will say, just kind of briefly glancing back over at Twitter, I've seen a lot of stat problems from the Fox production crew. I mean, they've got the infamous one from the Daytona 500 practice session where they said, that J.J. Yaley was the 2009 Formula One World Champion. But then they just got stuff like this, where they say Denny Hamlin finished 8th in the 500, 13th at Atlanta, and then 28th last week. And say the only one of those results that's kind of right is that he does have an 8th place finish on the season, but his 8th place finish came last week at Las Vegas. He does have a finish in the 20s, but that finish was at Atlanta, where they said he had a 13th place finish. And he did technically have a finish in the teens at Daytona, but they just completely messed that stat line up. I also saw one with Kyle Busch's stat line where that one was all messed up too, so. Yeah, there's a lot of weird ones here. Let's see. Seeing what else is going on here. Just kind of looking down through Twitter here, looking for the for anything interesting NASCAR related. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Got a clip. Got some contact there between SVG and the. I got another angle here from the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Twitter went and put out a quick little glimpse of the NASCAR Xfinity Series battle here going on the track between these two. Let's go ahead and see if we can put this one up for you guys as well. Whenever I go and reference something on Twitter, I'm going to go ahead and try and put it up. Again, I'm going to try to keep it up for a short bit of time, but yeah. So here we go, display capture 2. So here we go. Let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and immediately crop it down here. So yeah. This was the battle here that we were talking about between between Shane Van Gisbergen, and as you can see the contact coming up here, almost gets into the 5 of Alfredo, nearly loses the car trying to hang on to that at the end of it. So thank you again to NASCAR, the NASCAR Xfinity Series Twitter for that clip there, but yeah, just kind of comes up, almost loses it, and almost gets run over from behind by the fellow driver there, but not sure. Was that? I think that was Chandler, or not Chandler. That was Sammy Smith on the in the back there that almost ran him over as he was losing it. So there we go. Bit of a replay, a couple of replay angles to show you guys. Hopefully, we'll have to wait and see if I get dinged on copyright again. I'm not trying to show them too much, but I'm just kind of looking through Twitter to see what we got. Oh, we got apparently there was a cat running across the track yesterday. Apparently, it's cool. Let's see. So here we go. Race off pit road. Cole Custer, Justin Allgaier, and once again the Toyota pit crews are dropping the ball here as the 98 of yeah, I could probably be a new stats guy for Fox Sports. I mean, all I have to do is be actually, they might not be even looking for semi-competent considering some of the people they clearly have already. But, yeah, you got Riley Herbst now up into that top 3 here. Chandler Smith, 4th. Eric Almirola losing like 4 spots on pit road this time around. I mean, just some really rough pit stops here to start this one off from from some of these drivers. I mean, it's hard to really say anything other than that for these Toyota guys, but you would expect Joe Gibbs level pit crews to be better than this, but so far they've just been shooting themselves in the foot. Most of the on both the yellow flag pit stops here from at the end of stages 1 and 2. I mean, we got 110 laps to go. It's going to be about 100 to go when they go green. To wait and see, but yeah, it's definitely one of those things that you question here. All right, here we go. Alright, so yeah, we're actually doing pretty well here. We got ourselves a pretty good day going. Thank you guys for everybody that's tuned in to be a part of this. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to take a quick look through some of the other cars on here, because I have not actually looked at the list of cars. Super Formula Lights, okay. Not sure if that's supposed to be Indy Lights, and they just couldn't use the name Indy for the time being. I'd have to look at the stats to see if that's it, or if Super Formula Lights is just another F1 type series. Not sure. I'd have to take a closer look at all the stats from the Indy Lights days and stuff, but yeah, the Indy Lights car is one I would like to see added to, or the Indy Next car being added, but I don't know if we'll ever actually see that car make a debut in the sim. But here we go. Let's see. All right, so we're under a commercial break here, just making our way through. And say again, thank you guys to everybody that has stuck around. We got a decent chunk of people here tonight. Here we go. So again, this battle to the checkers is going to be a fun one. It's going to be about 100 laps to go. And let's see. They're showing Chase Elliott back in 30th place apparently at one point during qualifying, but let's see. Let's see. All right. Apparently, people are still using COVID as a reason to give Roger Penske a bit of a break with the IndyCar series. I don't know at this point if he... Okay, here we go. So I'm seeing another spin here. Okay, this was in Xfinity practice. So the 07 had actually spun earlier in Xfinity practice, apparently. Alright, not bad. Just kind of, again, scrolling through Twitter looking for some racing-related stuff, but not really finding much. Right now, as we're still under the caution flag, we're waiting to go back green flag racing, but hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Okay, lights are off of the pace car. Let's get ready to go. So you got, they're showing the crew for Justin Allgaier. He's got showing his crew chief, talking about his spotter, Eddie DeHaan, who I believe is still the spotter for Chase Elliott, unless they went and shuffled them around in the off season between the other Hendrick Motorsports cars, but I don't think they have. So here we go. Pace car is off, and we're ready to go back racing. And here we go, through the Geico restart zone, and it will be green, green, green. Green flag is out, and they're back to racing. And here we go, let's see. Cole Custer, Allgaier on the front row here. Chandler Smith going to try and make something happen as he goes 3 wide up the middle for second. There we go, Chandler Smith, 3 wide through the middle. Finds his way to the front of the field, or finds his way to second here. Sorry, not to the front, but he finds his way to second here. Got Riley Herbst dropping back to 4th as they are. Oh, and we got the 44 bouncing around in the middle of the track. That is some really sketchy stuff right there. But, yeah, literally every car just swan diving off the banking, heading straight for that, for the dog leg here. And, oh, there's a penalty for Frankie Muniz, a restart violation. Probably crossed over that line to start making that swan dive on the restart before he got to the start-finish line. Because per the NASCAR rulebook on that original start, or on the restart, you can't dive below that double yellow, or not the double yellow, but the single yellow line. You can't dive below it until you get to that start-finish line on any of the restarts. And that's the same at any track. So, back in the 2017 playoff race, Martin Truex Jr. was penalized for a very similar rule. In fact, I think it was the exact same rule infraction of going below the double yellow line before technically crossing the start-finish line. And it ended up incurring him a penalty. He was able to overcome that one and win the race, but yeah, that's been a rule around at most of these tracks, and obviously Phoenix is a big one where people would want to try and break that rule, because if you can swan dive earlier and earlier to try and get up that inside, the better you can do. So here we go. We got Love versus Mayer here battling it out for 7th. And Mayer's got the run off the top. And here comes Brandon Jones into the mix as well. Brandon Jones going to try and get in on this fight. Got Sheldon Creed as well, who wants to throw his name into the ring here for a potential 7th place runner right now. And say it looks like he's gonna try to go to the outside here. He's gonna get to the outside of Jones. We're gonna have to wait and see if he can get by anybody else here, but he's just slowly chipping away right now. So far, Mayer only has one. That is not accurate. I don't know. Seriously, Fox, who is doing your stats? Sam Mayer has won top 10 in the last 10 races. Last time I checked, he won at Homestead and top 10 in the season finale at Phoenix. That would be at least 2. I mean, I could probably go back and look a little bit deeper, but I know he's had at least 2 top 10s in the last 10 races. Come on, Fox. Sorry. Had to go, since we were talking about the Fox Sports issues there, I had to go ahead and mention that one because I saw that one and I know for a fact that one's wrong. But here we go. Chandler Smith starting to put pressure on Cole Custer for the lead here, and we are under 100 laps to go, but we are still a long way to go here. And Chandler Smith, again, we saw it in stage 1. If Chandler Smith can just get clear of Cole Custer, he could take off and run away with the victory. The problem is whether or not Allgaier can try and make any sort of move to try and battle with Chandler Smith here. But Smith gets on the back bumper of the 00. He's going to keep putting that pressure on, but I don't know if he's got... And I say again, we haven't seen him use that extra burst of speed that he had against Allgaier earlier. We haven't seen him use that against the 00, so I don't know if the 00 is just right on pace with the 81's all-out speed. But here we go, 81 to the inside, and he's going to clear him. So Chandler Smith is now clear for the race lead, and he's going to try and set sail and run away with this race. If he can do it, that will be very impressive. You got Amarola in 5th and John Hunter Nemechek in 6th, his nearest teammates in terms of trying to make that happen. Oh no, here we go. The 98 goes and just gives a massive push to Justin Allgaier. Just shoves Allgaier right on by his teammate there in the 00. That is a really weird one. You don't usually see a teammate pushing a rival driver past his own teammate there to try and make that one happen. I think I might have messed up the words there a little bit, but you know what I meant. You don't usually see a driver help a car that isn't one of his teammates to pass a teammate. But, yeah, right now, though, you just saw it. Riley Herbst does manage to get by Cole Custer with that same move. So, I mean, at the very least, he advances himself a spot, too. But almost would have been nice to have seen if he could have done that on the back bumper of his teammate rather than helping someone else pass his teammate. Speaking of passing his teammate, there goes Eric Almirola passing Cole Custer. Cole Custer starting that just a little bit of a free fall as he is now down to the 5th position, and it looks like he might even drop to 6th here. As you got John Hunter Nemechek behind there. Sheldon Creed is attempting to try and get himself up to 8th, but right now he's kind of stalled out in the 9th position. William Byron still not able to crack the top 10. He's looked so good for so long at this point, and he's just missed out on cracking the top 10. I don't think he's even cracked the top 10 for a single lap at this point. So let's go ahead and see. Alright, so yeah, we're actually making some progress here, though. So far, Chandler Smith has been able to get out in front, and he's when he has been out in front, he has been near impossible for anyone to catch. So we'll have to wait and see, but maybe there's a chance that Chandler Smith won't be able to just kind of set sail and take off here. Alright, everything looks to be good on the overlay. Just want to double check that, make sure everything's all good. We also got the channel members on the banner, so if you guys want to go ahead and join that, you can either sponsor through Patreon or join as a channel member right here on YouTube. You guys can get your name on that banner. That banner will be there for all the race broadcasts, as well as I might start trying to find a way to incorporate it in for some other streams and stuff too, but alright, here we go. So they got a go-karting commercial. Let's go ahead and see what else we got. Back to Twitter. Twitter seems to be where a lot of the stuff should be happening, hopefully, but oh, wow, the 32 car actually caught fire a little bit there as he was coming onto pit road. It's not good. Okay, let's see. Oh, there's the, alright, here's the pass. Oh, actually, we're back to from commercial break, but real quick, I just want to go ahead and show you guys the pass of the lead here. Oh. So yeah, as I said, just a nice clean bump and run. Got all over his rear bumper, and again, just tries to go ahead and do whatever he can to try and send himself through. Again, just get your car, just get that little bit to the inside, and Chandler Smith has a fast race car, so if you can give him an inch, he will absolutely take a mile, and a mile is all it takes at this racetrack, as it is a 1 mile race course. But, yep, there we go. That was the pass that was made earlier today, a few minutes ago, as Chandler Smith took the lead. And there we go. Alright, there we go. And here we go. We are... As I say, they're back from commercial break, and yeah, Chandler Smith has about a second and a half over Allgaier. Now it's 1.6 seconds ahead. Say Riley Herbst up to third, Amarillo to fourth, and Cole Custer has fallen now to sixth place as John Hunter Nemechek passes him. And Sam Mayer is now going to be looking to try and make a pass here on Custer as well. Let's see. Oh, and we got the 11 of Josh Williams out there trying to make something happen, but trying to just log some laps. Potentially pass some other cars that were also taking several laps down in the race. But yeah, I'm kind of curious to see, can we, hey, Fox, can we see the battle between Mayer and Custer here, please? Come on, Fox. You guys got this. Let's go ahead and flip this one over. Oh, there we go. Brandon Jones. Yep, there we go. 3 wide. That's an okay battle to be showing if we aren't going to show the battle I want to see. There we go. William Byron moves himself into the top 10 for the first time today at lap 124. What is a more fitting lap for William Byron to enter the top 10? I know he's not driving the number 24 car today, but is there a more fitting lap other than lap 24, I guess, for William Byron to get up into the top 10 for the first time today? So William Byron to 9th, Brandon Jones comes across the line in 10th place that last time by, and now we got Mayer on the outside of Cole Custer. That's the battle we wanted to see there, Fox. Thank you. And here we go. Mayer looking to the outside. He's going to complete the pass. And that actually looked pretty effortless for Sam Mayer. And now Jesse Love is going to try and move right up the inside on Custer. And Custer is just free-falling at this point. I don't know if he used up too much tire leading the race or what. But I don't know. He just is not looking like the same car that went up here and led the race the entire second stage pretty much. But yeah, he's struggling to hold off the 2 car here. He does hold off the 2 car for the moment as they've got 75 laps to go. But whatever it is, Cole Custer has lost 6 spots on this restart, and it is not looking like it's going to get much better here anytime soon. SVG has lost a couple of spots here as well on the restart. Not Parker Clearman, but AJ Allmendinger actually surprisingly losing the most amount of spots here on since the restart. So, not sure what's happened to him, but that would be another Kaulig racing car with trouble, which you certainly don't want to have when Josh Williams is having the kind of day that he has. But here we go. So, Austin Hill has 20 tracks on his list where he's gotten a top 5. This is not one of those tracks where he's gotten a top 5, and right now he's running 13th. That's way too far down to imagine him going and getting a top 5. But hey, if he can get a top 10 out of this one, I think he would be absolutely okay with that. Although, granted, at this point, it's pretty much a race win or bust for Austin Hill because it's all about those playoff points. And there we go. We got Sam Mayer in the Pilot Flying J colors. I will say I love how those colors look. Like they don't. I mean, I'd like to see what the paint scheme would maybe look like if they swapped out the white for the black for some black. But honestly, the red, white, and yellow actually doesn't look as bad as I would normally imagine with those colors. Not necessarily being some of my favorites. In fact, I usually say whenever I'm talking about at least base colors for paint schemes, as Jesse Love goes around the out. Oh, Jesse Love and Cole Custer trading spots back and forth here. But, yeah, usually the 3 colors I highlight when people are talking about, at least for the core of a race car, the colors I usually say to avoid. I usually say some combination of red, white, and yellow are usually ones to steer clear of. Maybe use as an accent color. Although I will say, Justin Allgaier in the Brandt car, those ones are okay when you're accenting red with yellow, but I still feel like there should be a darker color as a base. Maybe something like the tires for Pro's car or whatever that car was for Josh Berry last year. The red and black colors, those ones just worked really well here. As we got 69 laps to go here in the NASCAR Xfinity Series race. They're continuing to chug away at this one, and right now, Cole Custer has dropped to 8th place, and he is continuing that free fall. William Byron hangs on to that 10th spot as Brandon Jones has gone and made that pass. But, yeah, right now, though, Chandler Smith is just getting in a rhythm, and he is going to pull away from this field. So, there we go, and we got ourselves another commercial break, so gonna just pop back over onto Twitter and let's see what's going on. Don't got any mentions on Twitter, so I don't really have anything to go ahead and do. Let's see. Oh, all right. Well, that explains something. According to Kaulig Racing, AJ Allmendinger is saying that his car is blowing up, so he's losing the engine in that one. Okay, that explains the drop-off in spots there for AJ Allmendinger. Alright, here we go. Let's see, any other updates? Let's see. Come on. Are you kidding me, guys? Bristol weather. 60% chance of rain, 60% chance of rain, 60% chance of rain. That's not the forecast I wanted to see. I mean, I know it's still early in the week, and forecasts can definitely change. But let's see. But, yeah. Let's see. Just looking for some other NASCAR topics potentially here. There's that car on fire again for the 32. Let's see. If we just search NASCAR and see what the latest stuff is. Alright, so Ryan Vargas just tweeted out something about it. No, that was also Vargas' 75th NASCAR start between Truck and Xfinity combined. I mean, hey, not a bad... Again, he's a really solid driver. He just... between bad luck and being on teams that are a little bit behind on funding, it's not bad. And, we got a caution flag out here as we have... on lap 136 as we've come back from commercial break, and let's see what this caution flag is for. So, caution flag is blown. We're now 47 laps into this final stage, so we're about halfway through. And let's see, what's the caution flag for? Alright, we're actually doing pretty well here. Thank you guys for everybody that came and stayed throughout this race. And let's see, what's the caution for? It's for Haley Deegan. Is that really what we're throwing a caution for? Okay, one second. I am going to find this replay on Twitter here for you guys. I don't care if this one takes me a minute, but we gotta figure... we gotta figure out what this one's for. Colleague Racing is not even sure what the caution's for. I just saw it, but let's see. NASCAR Xfinity. You guys should have a replay of this coming here. Nope, nothing in the last 12 minutes. Okay, let's see. Let's see if someone else has the clip of Haley Deegan going around so far. Let's see. As they're coming down on the pit road, it looks like most of the field is coming down here. Okay, I'm not seeing any, okay, yeah, I'm not seeing any replays yet. But, yeah, that was a really light yellow. I mean, she barely touched it. And there's a reason why I'm going to find this caution flag. But there is no reason that should have been a caution flag. Alright, I guess we're waiting for NASCAR Xfinity to go and put it out. But yeah, there's no reason that should have been a caution flag. Nemechek, there we go. The Joe Gibbs Racing pit crew finally wakes up for Nemechek, but unfortunately, Chandler Smith on the wrong side of the pit crew there is they lose a ton of spots on pit road there. Chandler Smith, I believe, will be starting about 4 or 5 spots back from where he was, although the 20 was able to jump all the way up to the race lead. We'll have to wait and see, but John Nemechek, if he can set sail like Chandler Smith was, we may have a fight on our hands. Again, I will be refreshing Twitter trying to find this replay, because there better be a replay that explains why this is a caution flag. No, still nothing there. Come on. So yeah, Chandler Smith lost 3 spots on pit road there as Nemechek, Allgaier, Riley Herbst, Chandler Smith coming off 4th, and Cole Custer rounding out your top 5 as they came off pit road. Sam Mayer, Jesse Love, Sheldon Creed, William Byron, and Parker Kligerman, the rest of the top 10. Eric Almirola falls to 11th place on pit road. Seems like the Toyotas are just having a really rough go of it in the Xfinity Series on pit road today. But yeah, I'm not seeing any. I'm not seeing whatever it was. I'm not seeing a replay of that one to go ahead and put up on here. Honestly, it's probably in NASCAR's best interest if they don't go and show why this caution flag flew, because, as I say, this caution was absolutely avoidable. There was no reason to throw it. But if you did throw it, you better have a good reason for it. So here we go. Well, NASCAR Xfinity Series went and put the race off pit road up, which, as I say, the race off pit road is actually pretty cool to see. But I needed to see the cause of the caution here at some point. So, I'm still looking for it. I'll keep checking Twitter, but at the moment, it looks like we are currently without a replay here, as they're showing Daniel Suarez at Atlanta Motor Speedway watching. Yeah, he was involved in that first big one, and then comes across the line 3 wide. One of the greatest finishes we've ever seen in NASCAR there for the Atlanta Motor Speedway. And here we go. This was a pretty decent day going here. And as I say, it seems like I'm definitely not the only person. I see Brett Griffin's upset on Twitter. A few other people upset on Twitter. Alfredo and Lights were both caught speeding on that round of pit stops. Those appear to be the only penalties listed. So no significant penalties here for those drivers. And here we go. We are getting ready for the restart as lights are off on the pace car, and we are back to racing. And I still do not understand how that was a caution flag, but my guess is that... Okay, here we go. Bob Parker's put out a thing. So, they either thought there was some debris or something in the... corner, but I don't know. That seems like a very loose answer there. I mean, Bob does his best, but here we go. Pace car pulls in for cover, and here we go into the Geico restart zone. Green, green, green. Green flag's out. We're back to racing. Let's see. Can Allgaier be able to pull this one off, or are the Toyotas on the top line going to be able to surpass them? The question is, are the Toyotas going to work together, or are the Toyotas going to fight each other here? And it looks like the Toyota's going to battle each other here as the 20 gets... Yep, there goes the 20. 20 gets spun. The 1 gets tagged. The 98's in it. The 27 gets collected. The 44, the 15, and that one is a caution here. The 31 of Retzloff, and if I'm one of these cars involved, I am upset with NASCAR for throwing that last caution. Because that last one wasn't really all that necessary, and you just tore up like 12 great race cars right there. Alright, well, so that is a wreck and a half there. Alright, still no replay of that last caution again. I want to show what happened there. But, and I say, yep, there we go. And I say, it looks like Sam Mayer getting out the car, looking like, I've got no idea. I don't know if he's upset or if he just doesn't have a clue what happened. There's Jeb Burton climbing from his race car. Parker Retzloff is also out of his car. Glad to see them walking away, but it's always kind of a bummer when you see these small teams like Jordan Anderson Racing with two cars involved, with two cars that were both running pretty well today, getting collected in one wreck. So here we go, showing the replay, and yeah, I mentioned, like, hey, are we going to see the two Toyotas battling it off the corner? And it looked like, yes, there was contact made. I think the 81 just drove in there too deep and didn't have the room to make it work. The 20 ends up tagging both the 98 and the 1. And there was just contact everywhere. William Byron did get a piece of this one. Looks like the 48 may have just slowed down just enough to avoid that one. But, yeah, here we go. Let's see. Yeah, there's not much, no real way to sugarcoat that one. I mean, Chandler Smith just dove it in too deep there and wasn't able to clear that one. Ends up collecting, again, probably about 10, maybe 15 cars. I'm now seeing Austin Hill with a small piece of this one as well. Again, we saw the 44 Brendan Poole, nowhere really to go as he goes sliding into the car there. So, yeah, and, yeah, just cars everywhere. Let's see. The 43 Orion Ellis also getting a piece of this one. Haley Dean got a decent chunk of this one. Looks like the 97, actually, of Shane Van Gisbergen gets through okay, though. Well, Kerry, if I could put the race up there without getting copyrighted, I would, but I'm going to say, I can't break copyright like that, so. I say, I try and do the best I can, bringing radio-style coverage for people who either don't have, who have been cutting cable and don't have access to it, or are just tired of the traditional commentary booth. Although, I will say, this commentary booth, I totally understand if people prefer the commentary booth with both Daniel Suarez and Joey Logano up there versus me. But in particular, the Cup commentary booths over the last couple of years, I've not been overly impressed with. But and honestly, trucks too, with Michael Waltrip anytime Michael Waltrip's in the booth, it's just kind of not great. But yep. As I just big wreck. Let's see, where did first off, let's see if the footage from that last one's actually been posted. So they got the they got the replay of what happened to cause this one, but isn't the wreck I'm looking for. Let's see. Do they got the replay of the caution before this one? No, of course not. Because there was nothing exciting about that caution. Alright, let's see. But yeah, Sam Mayer was doing so well there, and it just gets collected in a wreck that really wasn't even, let's say, he had no real way of controlling that one. Alright, let's see. And the red flag has been thrown. The red flag is out. And let's see. Shane Van Gisbergen up to 11th place. Not bad for SVG. We'll have to wait and see if he maintains that spot when they get back rolling. But, yeah, right now we're just kind of under commercial break. And especially when we're under the red flag, not much that we can really, not much to really talk about. There were just a ton of cars involved. And I think we've finally seen and called out all the cars involved in that one. But just a absolutely massive wreck there. So, yeah, now we got another Allstate commercial. But, yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. If you guys are, of course, hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new. We've been doing these streams all throughout the NASCAR season, and we will be continuing to bring them to you guys throughout the NASCAR season. Alright, let's see. Now, Dr. Pepper commercial. Let's see. Again, Sammy Smith, I don't remember seeing him get involved, so he may be safe. But hard to really piece together exactly who managed to be safe in that one, because there were a lot of cars involved. And I'm still not completely convinced that we've seen all the cars involved that were involved there. Alright, here we go. Alright, now we're going to get to see one. Let's see. I'm just going to watch this one more time. Let's see. And, yeah, I mean, let's say Smith was in the middle of 3 wide. I will say that much. So it might not have been entirely his fault, but I feel like there's had to have been something he might have been able to do here. And now they're highlighting Parker Kligerman getting through this one. I mean, he did do a great job of slowing up enough to not get significant damage. He was definitely right in the middle of this one as the one slides back up the track. Eric Almirola got a piece of that one too. Okay, I had not seen Eric Almirola involved in this one yet. Alright, let's see. Can we see the red and yellow car? Okay, Sammy Smith might have just gotten through this one. I think Sammy Smith did just about get through the wreck. I had not seen Sammy Smith's car up until this point, but yeah, Sammy Smith definitely involved, or Sammy Smith able to sneak through, and yep, here we go. Sam Mayer, Brandon Jones, Haley Deegan, William Byron, Eric Almirola, John Hunter Nemechek, Austin Hill, Jeb Burton, Parker Retzloff, Brian Ellis, Brennan Poole, Chandler Smith, and Riley Herbst is the official list of who's involved. I think there are more I think there might even be more cars than that involved, but that's the list that the NASCAR Xfinity Series is rolling with for the official list. So currently under a red flag while they clean up oil and all that from this one. So here we go. Let's go ahead and put up a poll here. Cole Custer. We'll go ahead and put Justin Allgaier on here. Allgaier. We'll go ahead and put Chandler Smith on here because he's still, his car didn't get hurt very badly in this one. And other. There we go. So there's the poll, and yeah, again, we're currently stopped under a red flag. Not really much to be said, because again, right now we're just kind of waiting to see who all kind of emerges with, say, this is a good time for the teams and drivers to go ahead and try and put together a plan, but here we go. Sam Mayer out of the infield care center. And that is the first and foremost thing to mention when we see a big wreck like this, is that I'm pretty sure we saw pretty much everybody get out of their cars A-okay from this one, so very glad to see him. Yeah, Sam Mayer weaved through, Brandon Jones on the very bottom of the racetrack, and yeah, just everybody else just getting wadded up, and somehow Parker Kligerman weaves his way through all that. Wow. But, yeah, nothing Sam Mayer did wrong. He was just wrong place, wrong time here as he gets collected in this one. And, yep, there we go. He definitely had that, throwing the hands up, being like, yeah, what more could I do? Alright, so here we go. Let's see. Looking at the cars. I mean, again, Sam Mayer's car doesn't look to have too much damage on it. Jesse Love up into the 4th position. His car doesn't look like it's got too much damage either, so I mean, there's just not much you can really do at this point. If you're the driver, you're either sitting in your race car or you've already climbed out because you know the day is over. But if you are sitting in your car, I mean, aside from potentially helping assess somebody else's damage, you really can't do much from inside your race car because you can't see the damage on your own race car. So you can't help your team with working out a plan. So I mean, I really don't know. These caution flag periods and especially red flags, I know are absolutely torturous for these drivers because they want to be out here racing, and especially right now, I feel like the feeling of helplessness a little bit could be feeling like that, especially if you don't know what kind of damage you got and you're just kind of trying to hope that your team can figure out exactly how much damage and whether or not you do need to pit here. Again, 54 laps to go, still a long way to go in this race, but we are well past the halfway mark, so if Thunder and Lightning were to show up like it did last night in the ARCA race, we very well could end up seeing this race get cut short, although, again, not a cloud in the sky right now, so it doesn't look like anything's imminent. And I'd be shocked if this race gets extended well beyond the originally scheduled distance. So yeah, we'll have a good run to the checker. But yeah, we got ourselves a pretty good race going though. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. If you guys are, of course, hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new. We've been doing these streams, and we'll be back tomorrow as well with the next one, with the Cup Series race. Let's see. Oh, Rain is being added to iRacing this week as well. I didn't realize Rain was added. Let's go. Can't wait to see that end up happening. But yeah, we're currently we're sitting here under a red flag. Not much we can really do. We're just kind of waiting this one out. But yeah, really curious to see how this one ends up going. We got Kligerman, we got Hill. Brandon Jones with a piece of it. Well, I mean, or not with a piece of it, but well, I know Kligerman almost got a piece of it there, but Austin Hill made it through despite a bit of damage there. Brandon Jones managed to avoid it. I think he avoided damage entirely, if I'm not mistaken. Ryan Sieg and Shane Van Gisbergen both slowed down enough to avoid damage, but yeah, it's kind of from 7th on back is where you start being worried about, like, okay, did you get some damage? Because there was bits and pieces all over the place there. But yeah, we are getting ready. Let's see. Next week's schedule. Let's see. What is the schedule look like at Bristol next week? We got Cup, no Xfinity Series, and then is it? Oh yeah, and then there's trucks. So the trucks will be racing at Bristol next week, next Saturday night, and then the Cup Series will be Sunday afternoon. At what time is the Bristol race at? I'm assuming that's a 3 p.m. start time if I had to guess. No, it's a 3:30 for the Bristol Cup race. All right. So we got 3:30 for the Bristol Cup race, 3:30 for the for Circuit of the Americas. Not bad. And then we got Sunday night for Richmond. Okay, yeah, we just have a nice, good start to the season. No, I think our first 2 o'clock start time is going to either be Dover or Dega. So here we go. Hopefully we should be seeing the... yep, there we go. There's the red flag is lifted and we're ready to go back to racing. So here we go. The red flag is lifted, and again, we're probably going to get to see another replay of the restart here that led to that massive wreck. Let's go ahead and see. So, yep, there we go. Right underneath them, and yeah, again, I don't know. It's hard to tell from some of these angles whether or not the 98 really had any contact with the 81, but it feels like there should have been something more that the 81 could have done to avoid that one. I don't know. I would say that the 81 is definitely mostly at fault for this wreck. One, I don't think 3 wide is necessarily 100% needed at that point on the track, not to mention that's a very tight part on the track to expect to be able to fit 3 wide up the middle. But ultimately, the 81 looks like he's going to get out of here without a ton of damage, so he's going to be essentially he's going to get a bit of a free pass on this one, although potentially what goes around might come back around. Have to wait and see if we'll have to wait and see if the 20 car ends up back up near the front the next time Chandler Smith is racing for a lead. I guarantee he won't be as easy on him this time as he was last time. But, yeah, we got Shane Van Gisbergen is 12th now. So, SVG got shuffled out to 12th after the wreck here. Alright, there we go. So we have votes for every single option on the poll, including other, and yeah, the Xfinity Series will take a week off next week, and then they will return at Circuit of the Americas, and that is a triple header weekend, if I am not mistaken. Let's see, Circuit of the Americas is a triple header. Yep, triple header on that one. Yikes. You got Trucks, Xfinity, and Cup. When is Trucks? Circuit of the Americas race. I'm assuming I won't be home for it. 1:30. No, I will not be home for the start of that one. That is a bummer. I should be home, though, for the Xfinity Series race, which will also be on the same day. Let's see. What time does that one start? That one starts at... Okay, yeah, 5 p.m. Yeah, that should be a nice, easy one for me to do. So, it'll only be two race streams for me that weekend, just because trucks are too early in the day. But, yeah, we are all set and ready for this one. Let's see. Looks like we're leaning towards Allgaier winning this race. Looks like, according to the consensus of the chat. Leaning towards Allgaier, although people haven't ruled out Cole Custer. I think it looks like we're kind of writing off Chandler Smith here. So lights are on the pace car, which means I believe we still have at least 2 more laps to go till green. And again, we haven't done the choose cone yet, so we're still a decent chunk of pacing away here. And let's see, March 9th, they're showing kind of the history, I guess, of what's happened on this day in history. You got Kyle Busch winning a race on this day, apparently. I don't know if that's an Xfinity Series race or not, and then the subtitles are covering the rest of the accomplishments, but here we go. So we've only got 50 laps to go. You gotta start thinking that this intensity is gonna start to ratchet up here. And say, especially with less and less drivers, especially quality drivers in the field. And there we go. They're doing the choose cone, which means we're going green next time by. Green flag will be out next time by. Let's see. So, Kligerman into inside row 3. That is a great spot for Kligerman. Creed up there into the into the inside row 2. You got Chandler Smith on the outside of row 1. That's going to be a big one. Let's see. And then say, if you're Custer, why would you start on the outside line behind Chandler Smith, as opposed to the inside line behind him, where you in behind Allgaier, where you once you get to that start finish line, you have the entire dog leg to potentially run or squeeze Allgaier up. So here we go, coming through the Geico restart zone, and it will be green flag this time back. Green flag's out, and they're back to racing here at Phoenix. Uh-oh, that looks like a tire rub on the 42, or the 48, and that is one of those things that you gotta be wary of. If you don't pit, you gotta make sure that you know you don't have a tire rub, because right now that tire rub looks significant for the 48, and yeah, that's gonna be a parachute sticking out the side of the car, it looks like, too. So here we go. And let's see, as they come through this corner, let's see, is it gonna... No, it's not continuing to bring out smoke, so maybe it was just burning off a little excess tire from the shifted metal, but it's not going to be a consistent rub. That would be best case scenario if it is, but right now, Allgaier's got the lead. Chandler Smith and Sheldon Creed, though, second and third. Maybe these two Toyotas can finally work together here. Meanwhile, you got Love and Custer both trying to hold on to something here. And it's like Cole Custer diving across the apron. He's gaining time and he's able to pass Creed for third here, but then he ends up giving up the inside and Creed gets back to the inside here. And let's see what's it going to be here. You got Creed, you got Custer, and you got Love all fighting it out for this third spot here. Sheldon Creed to the top of the board. And here we go, to the top of the track goes, Jesse Love. Jesse Love to the top of the track here, and he tries to make something happen, but it does not look like it's going to stick here. And there we go, let's see. And let's say, as of right now, it looks like it's going to be a Creed versus Custer battle. And Jesse Love is just going to hang out there and see who he can take advantage of at the end here. SVG has moved himself up into 11th place right now. He's just kind of waiting to see. And there we go. Around the outside comes Custer. Tries to go around the outside of both cars. He ends up settling into 4th place here. But, yeah, this battle for third has been really good between Creed, Custer, and Love. So, yeah, here we go. Let's see. Love doing a pretty good job to hold the 00 of Custer up above the painted line, because obviously Custer's going to try and go as low as the 2 was. So if the 2 can hold the 00 up the track a bit, that allows for Creed to gain massive time by going to that inside. But this battle for the lead, though, starting to heat up. You got Chandler Smith and Justin Allgaier. What can Allgaier do here? Can Allgaier find that extra gear to pull away? Or is Chandler Smith to the back bumper? Can Chandler Smith make it happen here? Let's see. Oh no, we got Kyle Sieg into the outside fence. And how is this not a caution flag? How is that not a caution flag? But the other one was. Here we go. We got, let's say, Kyle Sieg does limp it back to pit road, but oh man, there we go. So Kyle Sieg getting back to the pit road here. Chandler Smith going to have to try and run down Allgaier again from a quarter second back, but as a quarter second back, he's pretty much there. He's just kind of waiting, biding his time, waiting for a mistake. And right now, that's the best thing Chandler Smith can possibly hope to do, is just put the pressure on Allgaier and just wait for something to happen. Because you've got 40 laps to try and get something done. 40 laps of racing before you really need to worry about passing the leader. You can wait until pretty much up until that white flag. Now, it is a lot harder at this track to make a pass happen. So if you have an easy opportunity to get it done, don't wait. But, yeah, if the pass isn't there, don't rush it and make a mistake. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out though. And there we go. Jesse Love versus Custer, and Custer battling back on the inside. Here we go. Alright, so yeah, right now the battle between Custer and Love is actually a pretty good one here. Custer holding that inside line, but Love just making that time around the outside. But yeah, right now though, it looks like Love is going to settle into that 4th position, but right now all the drivers not named Chandler Smith and Justin Allgaier have absolutely been left in the dust right now. Alright, let's see. 38 laps to go here, and let's see. What do we got? They're showing the battle here between SVG, Alfredo, and Brandon Jones. This fight is for 10th, but as of right now, if they keep it up, I don't know. I think SVG's hopes could be a whole lot higher at this point. Alright, let's see. Again, right now, the biggest thing is that Chandler Smith is just trying to keep that pressure on Allgaier. Meanwhile, he's just kind of biding his time. Alfredo and Honeyman up the most spots since the restart. Yeah, both of them up 5 spots from the restart. So, yeah, right now, though, they are making this work here. Let's see. Again, right now, Allgaier just starting to slowly creep away from Chandler Smith here. And Chandler Smith officially a full second behind Allgaier. And let's see, we're going to start to see... Alright, 35 laps to go. 35 more times around, and we will have our answer as to who is going to win this race. Right now, it definitely is starting to lean towards Allgaier, as Allgaier has now gotten out in front and taken this one away. I think Colt Custer is would be a silly pick at this point, considering Custer is now 5.5 seconds back. Alright, so yeah, we are absolutely making this one work out here. Let's see. So, yeah, right now 34 to go, and it looks like they're getting ready to send us to commercial break. Yep, side-by-side commercial, yay. Let's see. Alright, let's see. So, yeah, right now we're at commercial break here, side by side. But, yeah, there's just not much happening. You got Love versus Creed here for 3rd, but the problem is that those two are so far back of the lead, too, that even if they were to combine their speed and go literally double the speed, I don't think they would have, as it would still take way too much time to catch Creed and Allgaier. And I'm saying, especially right now, if Creed and Love start to battle against each other, There's absolutely no way they're winning this race unless we get another caution. If they can work together, I could maybe see them if they spend all 30 laps drafting and working with each other. Maybe. But if not, I'm going to say it's definitely going to be a tough one here. Here we go. Looks like they're coming back from commercial break. But, yeah, Taylor Smith has about a 2-second gap ahead of him to Justin Allgaier here. So, there we go. But, yeah, behind him, it's nearly a 4-second gap between Chandler Smith and Sheldon Creed, the two JGR cars. Let's see. Yeah, right now we're just kind of trying to make it to the end of this one, but we got 28 laps to go. Chandler Smith holding down is still 1.9 seconds back of the lead. The battle right now that they're highlighting is the battle for third between Creed and Love. Although SVG's on the verge of getting himself up into the top 10 here. Let's see. I mean, again, right now, Sheldon Creed has done an amazing job just working his way from back to the front. But at this point, I don't know if he's got the speed to just kind of turn it on and win at this point. 26 laps to go here for the... 26 laps to go here. Chandler Smith now officially 2 seconds behind the race leader. 2 seconds behind for Chandler Smith. Can he hold on here? So yeah, right now everybody's hanging on here. Allmendinger in 8th place. Let's go ahead and see if who else lap down right now. So William Byron's 1 lap down in 23rd. Corey Heim 2 laps down. Riley Herbst 3 laps down. Alright, let's see. Again, right now Allgaier is starting to gap the 81 here. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's see. 23 to go. 23 more times around. They're making some good progress, but again, the biggest thing is that they're just losing ground right now to Allgaier. Allgaier is starting to pull away, and he is looking more and more likely that he is going to go ahead and win this one. So we got ourselves 23 to go. Again, you got some good storylines down the field a bit. You got SVG in 11th. You got Alfredo inside of the top 15. So, I'm going to say we got a good battle. It's just not a battle for the lead. Alright, here we go. Alright, let's see. 21 laps to go. It's a 2.2 second gap for the lead between Chandler Smith and Allgaier. And it is only and Chandler Smith is growing the gap between himself and Allgaier, which is not the right way to be doing that. Alright, let's see. 20 to go. 20 laps to go, and we've got 2.5 seconds between the leader and second place. Again, there's pretty good battles throughout the field here. You got Blaine Perkins versus Lights here, but the problem is that it's two drivers that are currently battling for 16th and 17th that both won't likely have an impact on the playoffs. Alright, but yeah, right now the drag racing out here between Blaine Perkins in the 29 and the 92 of Nick Lights. So they're fighting it out, trying to do everything they can to get this. Alright, here we go. Let's see. 18 laps to go. And again, that gap only steadily growing here. 2.75 seconds, or 2 seconds and 3/4 of a second here. There's just not a lot of time left. Again, you're just watching the clock expire right now. 18 seconds out in front for the Alright, let's see. Again, right now we're just trying to see what can be done here as we come down to the closing laps of the stage. 17 to go here. So 17 laps to go. So Kyle Weatherman for DGM Racing is actually doing pretty well. He's up into the 14th spot. Let's say Xfinity Series rookies, though. You got Haley Deegan's out the race. You got SVG in 11th and Jesse Love in 4th. So, again, right now, if Jesse Love keeps up this kind of pace, it's going to make it very tough for anyone, even SVG, to catch up. Now, the good thing is that after this race, we go to Shane's specialty at the road courses, but he won't be alone at the front of those fields. Let's see, 15 laps to go. So here we go, 14 laps to go, and again, that gap is only steadily growing between Chandler Smith and Justin Allgaier for the lead. There's now officially 8 seconds between the leader and third place, Sheldon Creed. That is a massive lead here. Let's see, again, 13 laps to go, and again, there's just not much that, as I say, without Allgaier getting held up significantly, I don't see anything really slowing his roll at this point. Man. And I say, a late race caution would be interesting. That would shake this field up quite a bit. Yeah, SVG who's on the verge of a top 10 here. Here we go, Sammy Smith versus Ryan Sieg. And I say, battle for 7th here between Sammy and Ryan. Let's see. Ryan Sieg's finished inside the top 2 twice, both times coming out on the losing side of that second place. And right now, we're just trying to make it as fast as we can. Let's see, 11 laps to go for Allgaier. 11 laps, let's see. Alright, let's see. Again, right now we're just kind of waiting it out because, again, Allgaier's got such a lead right now that he's just not gonna let it up. As long as he's got as long as he's got the lead, he's gonna just maintain this one. Alright, let's see. 9 laps to go. 9 more times around. And again, like this, the end of this race has been super anticlimactic. I mean, Allgaier got the lead, and he's just set sail from there. Let's see. Let's say you got Love versus Creed. This is actually a pretty good battle for third, honestly. It's just hard because it's 9 seconds behind the leader, but it's actually a pretty good battle here. Creed on the outside, you get Love on the inside, and that's Creed's former car that he's battling with too, which I actually just realized makes this one even more fun. And it's like Creed here trying to make sure that that everybody knows that he's the driver who should be in that 2 car. Alright, let's see. 7 laps to go. 7 more times around. And again, we've just been absolutely dragging our way through this one at the end. Got Sheldon Creed, Jesse Love both making their way through the lap cars here. Sheldon Creed being just a little bit more efficient at getting through them. Alright, 6 laps to go here. 6 laps to go. Let's see. Let's run it to the checkers and let's go. Parker Clearman passes Ryan Sieg for 9th. Let's go. Oh, no. Help. And the lead has disappeared as the yellow flag flies and the tire goes flat on Justin Allgaier's car. He had the 2.5 second lead, and he blows a tire. I don't know if he was just using too much apron or what ended up causing this, but he's now got himself a flat tire here. He's going to try and back it up to see if he can roll it to pit road to see if he can maybe get this thing fixed to at least not lose a ton of points to some of these drivers that are 2, maybe 3 laps down. But we're going to be going to overtime here. And there's the caution flag I think we were all softly hoping for, but I don't think any of us wanted to see it be Justin Allgaier who gets collected here. And now it's going to be Creed versus Chandler Smith on the front row, probably. So it looks like it looks like the safety truck is out there to talk with them. But, yeah, I mean, he was just, he just shakes it a little bit, but yeah, and then just the tire goes completely flat. I mean, completely out of nowhere, really, there for Allgaier. I don't think any of us were really expecting this one, but man, that just brought a ton more energy right back into this race. So yeah, it looks like the tire was flat about halfway down the back straightaway, but he just didn't notice it until he had to go and turn into the corner because the tire's carcass was still acting well enough to go in a straight line, but the second there's any turn involved, he was just gonna spin right around. So here we go. Yep, there's Justin Allgaier climbing from his car, and that is a disappointing way for his day to end. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I thought he was gonna try. I thought he was about to go put his deck lid back on and climb back in, but no, you're not allowed to service. You're not allowed to service your car outside the pit box, and servicing your car out on the track, I think, would count as servicing it outside the pit box. Although, granted, we've seen drivers going Swiffer the inside or outside of their windshields before. So, alright. Chandler Smith, Sheldon Creed. Could Jesse Love be on pace for potentially his first career win? Cole Custer. Could Austin Hill go 3 for 4 in this season? I mean, right now, Hill is inside the top 5 here. Shane Van Gisbergen's up into the top 10, and we remember what he did at Atlanta 2 weeks ago, the last time we had an overtime in the Xfinity Series. Certainly some storylines to watch here down the stretch. You also got Sieg, you got Clements, Alfredo, potentially if the top 10 have some troubles here, if we go to double overtime or something. Alright, here we go. So again, we're going to NASCAR overtime. Pit road is open. I believe pit road's open at least. We're going to have to wait and see. Because I thought I saw everybody coming on to pit. I was about to say everybody's coming on to pit road. But no, it looks like everybody's staying out on track here. I don't know if pit road was technically open. But I don't know. If I have a fresh set or even a slightly used set in the pits, I don't know. That is very attractive to get on those because those are some old tires, and we just saw a tire issue from the race leader. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I would be very much considering at least coming for 4 tires. But here we go. Let's see. So they're going to go ahead and recap the full race. So in case you guys are just turning on the race, we had Josh Williams had a very early spin, which collected about 2-3 cars there. Then a very quiet stage 2 led to Cole Custer winning, and then stage 3 we had a phantom caution for the 15 car, which led to about 15 cars getting piled up on the very next restart. But, yeah, I mean, just a bummer to see it end that way for a lot of good drivers, including John Hunter Nemechek, who we will see in the Cup race tomorrow. And then this most recent caution, the reason we're going to overtime right now, Justin Allgaier has a tire go down while leading the race by 2.5 seconds. It loses a tire going into turn number 3 and just spins out of control here. And let's see who else coming to pit road. Got Sammy Smith coming to pit road here. It looks like Alfredo's coming for some fresh tires. Not sure how many of these are stickers versus lightly worn scuffs. We'll have to wait and see. Alright, let's see. We're going to be getting ready for a restart here. Hopefully you guys are excited. If you guys are, hit the like button and get ready for some NASCAR overtime here in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Chandler Smith, and it looks like it'll be the, we're going to have to wait and see, but I think it's going to be the Ada Sheldon Creed out in front here. And let's see. Joe Gibbs Racing, 16 wins in the Xfinity Series at this racetrack, 50 top 5s, and 81 top 10s for the Joe Gibbs Racing team at this racetrack, and there's at least 1 or 2 more top 10s getting added to that list here. And there we go. Gonna go ahead and skip the ads as we are going to be getting ready to go back racing here very soon, and I don't want you guys to have to see any more ads if I can at all avoid it. So here we go. Sheldon Creed, he's been the runner-up 8 times. That is double the amount of any other driver who has not won yet in the Xfinity Series. So, let's see. Can Sheldon Creed avoid making that one 9 times where he's come up second before getting his first win? And I say, it's going to be, again, a teammate-on-teammate battle here for the lead. We've already seen that Chandler Smith is not willing to necessarily work well with a teammate, so I would not be shocked to see these two go head-to-head on the front row here and try and battle it out for the top spot. But, alright, here we go, let's see. We are climbing up there. We are at 2552 on the subscriber count. Thank you guys for everybody that's tuned in. We got 12 people hanging out in here as we are going to be getting ready for this restart. Career wins inside the top inside the top 5. You got Sheldon Creed and Jesse Love both looking for their first win. You got Chandler Smith, the race leader, at 1 win. Cole Custer at 13, and the Xfinity Series champion from last year. And then you've got Austin Hill at 8 wins. But, again, I'm keeping an eye out on that Shane Van Gisbergen. He's in the 4th row. He's on the outside line. I don't know. Here we go. Lights are off in the pace car, but something's telling me that maybe that 4th row could be magic here. You got Parker Clearman and John Hunter, and Shane Van Gisbergen in the same row here. See, here we go. Pace car dives for cover. This is one of those racetracks you dive for cover as early as humanly possible here, and we're going to be getting ready for, speaking of diving, we're going to be getting ready to see some cars dive off the banking and down the back straightaway. And here we go. Let's see. Alright, here we go. Green flag's out. We're back to racing. It's overtime. Again, remember, if we get to the white flag, it's next flag ends the race. If we don't get back to the white flag, we will rack them up and do it again here. And here we go. Let's see. Jesse Love on the outside of 3 wide. Jesse Love's going to try and make it happen here down the back straightaway. He's to the back bumper of the driver who used to drive that car. But it looks like we are going to see the white flag wave here. And there we go. White flag will wave for Chandler Smith. So we are going to see the end of this race. White flag, 1 lap to go. Jesse Love versus Sheldon Creed for second. Chandler Smith out ahead of the pack here. Sheldon Creed about to pull off another second place, it looks like, behind him. But right now, Sheldon Creed, he's got that fast car in behind, out in front here. Jesse Love is going to drag race him off the back straightaway, and it's going to be Jesse Love second, third, Sheldon Creed fourth, Hill fifth will be Cole Custer. Shane Van Gisbergen comes home sixth after a very valiant effort there. Brandon Jones comes home seventh. Eighth is Parker Kligerman. Ninth, Sammy Smith. And rounding out your top 10 today is Anthony Alfredo. Leland Honeyman Jr. comes home 11th. 12th, Ryan Sieg. 13th, Blaine Perkins. And now they're talking with, and now they are going and talking with Justin Allgaier just outside the Care Center. But massive congratulations to Chandler Smith. And again, thank you guys for everybody that tuned in. If you guys are just tuning in for the race reaction, thank you guys. Again, we're going to be going through and, as we always do, giving credit to every single driver who ran this race and telling you where all the drivers finished. So if you want to know where your favorite driver finished in this race, if they aren't in the top 10, stay tuned. And if you guys, again, we're just here for that race, I will be back for the Cup race tomorrow afternoon. So, yep, there's Chandler Smith burning it down. He won his first career race at Richmond last year. This track being compared a lot to Richmond. And I say, that's a big win for Chandler Smith to get. Not to mention, it gives him momentum because this is where that championship fight will be held in about, what is it? It's being held here in what, like 10 months? But, yeah. So, again, we already went through the top 10. We had done... We gave credit to Leland Honeyman Jr. 11th. 12th was Ryan Sieg. 13th, Blaine Perkins. 14th was BJ McLeod. And rounding out your top 15 was Jeremy Clements, making his 28th start at Phoenix here, which ties the record with Justin Allgaier, who was also in his 28th start. Kyle Weatherman, 16th. 17th was Nick Lights, and he was the last car on the lead lap. AJ Allmendinger finishes 1 lap behind the race. So does JJ Yaley. Brennan Poole comes home 1 lap down. And Ryan Ellis, the final car 1 lap down, comes home 21st. 22nd for Corey Heim, 2 laps behind the race. William Byron, after getting some damage in the big one there late in the race, he comes home 23rd and 3 laps down. But And say he had a strong car and just never really managed to get any higher than about 10th to go and run for it. Riley Herbst, a great day brewing. He was going to have an easy, I feel like he was on track for either a top 5 and for sure a top 10. But he ends up coming home 24th, and the last car 3 laps down. Kyle Sieg 4 laps down in 25th place. Garrett Smithley starting the 5 lap down cars. Yeah, Garrett Smithley and Josh Williams both 5 laps behind the race. Honestly, after the wreck that Williams was involved in early in the race, I'm kind of impressed that he came home 27th. 28th was Dawson Cram, 7 laps off the pace. Justin Allgaier comes up 10 laps short of the finish of this race in 29th place. And Frankie Muniz comes home 49 laps off the pace in rounding out your top 30. Eric Almirola comes home 51 laps off the pace in 31st. 32nd was John Hunter Nemechek, 59 laps off the pace. Haley Deegan also coming home 59 laps off the pace in 33rd. 34th for Sam Mayer, comes home 62 laps behind the pace. Then you've got Parker Retzloff rounding out your top 35 cars here, 62 laps off the pace. Jeb Burton, another one of those Jordan Anderson Racing cars, all coming home 62 laps off the pace, matching his teammate there. And then Ryan Vargas, the third Jordan Anderson Racing car, coming home 37th. 188 laps off the pace, and Patrick Emmerling never really got his race started as he finishes 200 laps behind the race. I mean, he technically did get it started because we did go 205 laps, but he finishes 200 laps behind the race, which was the original distance. So that is a quick rundown through your 38 starters here tonight, though. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Again, if you guys did enjoy, hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new so you guys don't miss any future videos or live streams. I will be back tomorrow for the NASCAR Cup Series race at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. But until next time, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video, live stream, whatever you guys decide to do with the rest of your day. Have a great day, everybody, and goodbye!